Greetings of the day. Today we will try to solve a couple of numerical problems which will aid your theoretical concepts of load compensation using passives, that is using passive elements. This is the first problem that we are going to solve. I will write here example 1 and let us try to solve it. For delta connected load shown below, we have that delta connected load like this. Let me first of all draw the load. This is A, this is B, and this is C. This is VA, IA, VB, current line current IB, and this is phase voltage VC and line current IC. This is the supply neutral N. This is YLBC. This is YLAB, and this is YLCA. These are the admittances, load admittances. So it is written here in the problem that for delta connected load shown below, the load admittances are given as YLAB is equal to GLAB plus JBLAB. Similarly, YLBC is equal to GLBC plus JBLBC, and YLCA is equal to GLCA plus JBLCA. Okay, given the load parameters are given in terms of impedances, not admittances, like ZLAB, that is the impedance of this branch of the load. ZLAB, it is given as 5 plus J12 ohms. It is given in the problem itself. Similarly, the impedance of the branch BC, that is ZLBC, is equal to 3 plus J4 ohms, and ZLCA, that is impedance of this branch, is given as 9 minus J12 ohms. Okay. Determine the compensator susceptances B gamma AB, B gamma BC, B gamma CA, so that the supply sees the load as balanced load with unity power factor. Also find the line currents and source active and reactive powers before and after compensation. So that means you have to compensate this. This is an unbalanced load. Okay, without compensation, the three line currents IA, IB, and IC will be unbalanced. We will calculate them in a minute's time. So in order to balance the load, we will connect the shunt compensators across each branch of the load, and we will try to compensate them. Okay, we will try to the compensator will try to compensate the load in terms of balancing as well as in terms of reactive power compensation. That means it will make line currents balanced, and simultaneously it will make the supply power factor unity, so that the source sees the load as a purely resistive balanced load. Okay, so therefore we will connect the compensator branches. So this is B gamma BC, because this is okay. This is another compensator branch, B gamma AB, and this is the third compensator branch, B gamma CA. Okay, so we have to calculate these compensator branch parameters, B gamma AB, B gamma BC, and B gamma CA, for the purpose of current balancing, that is line current balancing, and for unity power factor operation. Now it is given in the problem ZLAB is 5 plus J12 ohms. So therefore, what will be YLAB? YLAB is 1 by ZLAB, that is 1 by 5 plus J12 ohms, that is equal to 1 by, what is 5 plus J12? It's in polar, it's in rectangular form. In polar form, it will be 13 ohms at an angle of 67.38 degrees. That is, it will be 0.0769 at an angle of minus 67.38 degrees mhos. See, ohms has this unit, and that is the impedance has a unit of ohm, and admittance has a unit of this is called mhos, okay, or you can say Siemens. So therefore YLAB, admittance of branch AB, this is YLAB, load admittance of branch AB is 0.0769 at an angle of minus 67.38 degrees mhos. It is in polar form. In rectangular form, if you calculate it, use your calculator and transform it from rectangular form to polar form. Polar form, it will be how much? Have I calculated? No, I have not calculated. Okay, I have not calculated, but you can calculate it. I haven't calculated that. So this is YLAB. Similarly, you can find admittance, load admittance of BC branch, that is 1 by ZL BC. Now you substitute and you will find that YLBC will be equal to 0.12 minus J 0.16 mho. And similarly, YLCA is equal to 1 by ZLCA, that is equal to, I have already calculated that. You please verify these figures, 0.04 plus J 0.0533 mho. So these are the three admittances. The load admittance YLAB is 0.0769 at an angle of minus 67.38 degrees. It is in polar form, and in rectangular form it is 0.03 minus J 0.071 mho. YLBC, that is the load admittance of this BC branch, is 0.12 minus J 0.16 mho. And as far as this load branch is concerned, between C and AO, its admittance is YLCA equal to 0.04 plus J 0.0533 mho. It's given in the problem. Now we know that YLAB is GLAB plus J, so this is equal to GLAB plus J BLAB. So this is the conductance part and this is the susceptance part. Therefore, what is GLAB? GLAB is 0.03 mho. And what is BLAB? BLAB is this imaginary part, 0.071 mho. Okay. Similarly, GLBC is this real part of YLBC, that is 0.12 mho, and BLBC is its imaginary part, that is 0.16 mho. Okay. Similarly, GLCA, conductance of CA load branch, is the real part, that is 0.04 mho, and its susceptance, that is BLCA, is imaginary part of this, that is 0.0533 mho. So once you know all conductances, etc., all conductances, all susceptances, you can now find compensator branch parameters. Therefore, as per the formula which we have derived in the previous class, what is B gamma AB? B gamma AB is this compensator susceptance of AB branch, B gamma AB. If you remember from the formula which we have derived in the last lecture, it is minus BLAB plus 1 by root 3 times GLCA minus GLBC. So that is minus, what is BLAB? BLAB is this. BLAB is of course minus here. It is minus 0.071. It's already here minus into minus will become plus. So it will be 0.071 plus 1 by root 3 times conductance of CA branch. This is CA branch. Its conductance is 0.04 minus conductance of BC branch. This is the conductance of BC branch. So if you calculate it, it comes out to be 0.0248 mho. So this is the susceptance of branch AB, compensator branch AB. Similarly, you have another compensator branch across BC. So what is its susceptance? B gamma BC is equal to, that is minus BLBC plus 1 by root 3 times GLAB minus GLCA. If you substitute the values like this, you will get it as 0.1540 mole. And similarly, you can find compensator CA branch. CA branch compensator susceptance B gamma CA equal to minus BL CA plus 1 by root 3 times GLBC minus GLAB. If you calculate it, it is minus 0.0011 mole. That's all. So this is part 1. In part 1, you were supposed to determine the compensator susceptances B gamma AB, B gamma BC and B gamma CA, so that the supply sees the load as balanced load with unity power factor. For balanced load with unity power factor, we have already derived these relations for compensator susceptances in the previous class. That is B gamma AB is equal to minus BLAB plus 1 by root 3 times GLCA minus GLBC. Similarly, B gamma BC is minus BLBC plus 1 by root 3 times GLAB minus GLCA, and B gamma CA is equal to minus BLCA plus 1 by root 3 times GLBC minus GLAB. Substituting the values of load conductances and load susceptances in these three equations, you have got the compensator parameters. Like, what is the compensator branch AB parameter, B gamma AB? It is 0.0248 mho. B gamma BC similarly is 0.1540 mho, and B gamma CA is minus 0.0011 mho. Okay, so that means these two branches are capacitances and this branch is inductance. So you have to connect across AB a capacitance whose admittance is this. Across branch BC you have to connect another admittance whose capacitance whose admittance is this. And across branch CA you have to connect the inductance whose admittance is this. Okay, once you connect these susceptances, these compensator branches, inductances and capacitances across various load branches, you will get unity power factor and you will get balanced load balancing. Okay, furthermore, you have to also find the line currents and source active and reactive powers before and after compensation. Now you have two things. You have before compensation and after compensation situation. So you have to first of all find line currents before compensation and then after compensation. I will write here before load compensation. That is without connecting the shunt compensator, passive shunt compensator. Okay, so you have to find various line currents, right? So you have to find various line currents. I will write here line currents are, first line current is IA, its RMS value is IA, and if you remember, IA is same as ILA, and from one of the lectures, previous to previous lecture, we have defined it as IABL minus ILBA minus ILCA. This is ILAB minus ILCA, and that is equal to 1 minus A square times YLAB minus A minus 1 times YLCA into V. A is minus 1 by 2 minus J root 3 by 2, I mean A square, and A is minus 1 by 2 plus J root 3 by 2. YLAB, that is load admittance of branch AB, and YLC is load admittance of branch CA. Just few moments back we have written those, and in fact we were given load impedances and we converted those impedances into admittances, and just few moments back we have written those values. Substitute the values here, you will get line current IA. After I have calculated already, you please verify the figure that I have got. As per my calculation, line current IA is equal to 0.215 V at an angle of minus 9.51 degree amps. This is line current IA. Its magnitude is 0.215 into V. V is the supply voltage. Supply voltage value is not given in the problem. Let us keep it as V. For example, if phase voltage is 230 volts, so you multiply it by 230 volts, that will give you line current IA. and it is at a phase angle of minus 9.51 degrees. Similarly, what is IB? As per the equation that we have got in one of the previous classes, it is equal to a square minus a times YLBC minus 1 minus a square times YLAB into V. Substitute the values, you will get IB, line current IB, equal to 0.4035 V at an angle of minus 161.66 degree amps. And similarly, you can find line current IC, and as per the formula, that is equal to A minus 1 times YLCA minus A square minus A into YLBC into voltage, supply voltage, phase voltage V, and that is equal to 0.2358 V at an angle of 43.54 degree amps. This is line current IC. Now you can see the load unbalancing. Because of load unbalancing, the three line currents will have different amplitudes. IA has an amplitude of 0.215 V amp, IB has an amplitude of 0.4035 V amps, and IC has an amplitude of 0.23558 V amps. So this clearly shows load unbalancing. You have to also find active and reactive powers consumed by the load. What is the apparent power of phase A? That is voltage VA into IA star. That is equal to PA plus JQA. VA is V itself, okay, and multiplied by IA. IA is 0.215 V at an angle of minus 9.51 degrees amps. This is in polar form. In rectangular form, it will be 0.2121 plus J 0.0355 into V amperes. So substitute it here. So it is 0.2121 plus J 0.0355 into V. Okay, V into V is V square. So SA will be equal to V square 0.2121 plus J 0.0355 amperes. VA. Apparent power has a unit of VA, volt ampere. Apparent power of phase B is equal to PB plus JQB. अगर वो आप निकालेंगे, that is V into IB complex conjugate. So you substitute the value of IB. IB is in polar form. इसको transform कर लीजिए rectangular form में और यहाँ put कर लीजिए. It will be V square times 0.3014 plus J 0.2682 volt ampere. Similarly, apparent power of phase C is equal to PC plus JQC, which is equal to V into IC star, IC complex conjugate. That is equal to V square into 0.0552 plus J 0.2293 volt ampere. So this is the apparent power delivered to three phases. It will be different for three phases because of load unbalance. तीनों phases में load unbalance है. So therefore apparent power delivered to phase A is this much. Apparent power delivered from source to load for phase B is this much, and apparent power delivered to phase C load is this much. यहाँ से आप active और reactive power अलग-अलग निकाल सकते हैं, because in the problem it is asked to write active and reactive powers. Okay, I will write total active power consumed by the load. P is equal to PA plus PB plus PC. Right? So the real part into voltage square, this is the active power. This is the active power consumed by phase A load, phase A of the load. This is the active power consumed by phase B, and this is the active power consumed by phase C. If you add these, you will get the total active power. That will be equal to V square into 0.5688 और ये वैट्स में होगा. अगर फेज वोल्टेज दी हुई है से 230 वोल्ट्स, So it will be 230 square into 0.5688. That will give you total active power consumed by the load. Similarly, what is total reactive power? Total reactive power which is delivered from source to load. Q, that is equal to QA plus QB plus QC. QA आपका ये है reactive part of SA. SA has two parts, real part and reactive part. Real part is PA and reactive part is JQA. So this is QA 0.0355 into V square. This is QB and this is QC. You add them up, you'll get the total reactive power as V square into 0.5330 watts. Active power has unit of watts and reactive power has a unit of watts. If V is 230 volts, so it will be 230 square into this much. Itne watts reactive power hoga. Okay, so therefore you can see the currents drawn are unbalanced, and these are the individual apparent powers of the three phases. This is total active power consumed by the load and total reactive power delivered from supply to the load. This is before compensation. Let us see what happens after compensation. Once you connect the shunt compensators, passive compensators, let us see what happens after load compensation. After load compensation, if you take one particular branch, for example, you take AB. If this is YLAB, इसके across of compensator connect करते हो whose susceptance is B gamma AB. Okay, so therefore what is the total admittance of branch AB? I will write here total or effective admittance of branch AB. Let us call that YAB. That is equal to YLAB plus Y gamma AB. Okay, YLAB थोड़ी देर पहले load admittance थोड़ी देर पहले AB आपने लिखी, that is 0.03 minus J 0.0710 plus Y gamma AB. Y gamma AB means admittance of this compensator, and that is equal to B gamma AB. और वो भी अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आपने निकाला, just few moments back you calculated Y gamma AB. Y gamma AB is equal to B gamma AB, और B gamma AB अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आपने निकाला. How much was that? If you remember, that was plus J 0.0248. Let me check it. B gamma AB, yeah, it was 0.0248 moles. So इनको add कर लीजिए. This will give you total admittance of this branch. Okay, therefore total admittance of the branch comes out to be 0.03 minus J 0.045 mole. Similarly, you can find admittance of branch BC, which is YLBC plus B gamma BC. Okay, वो जब आप put करेंगे and you will add them up, that will come out to be 0.12 minus J 0.006 moles. And admittance of branch CA is equal to YLCA plus B gamma CA. You add them up, you will get 0.04 minus J 0.0522 moles. Once you know the admittances after connection of compensator branches across the three load branches, you know the total admittance of all the three branches, YAB, YBC, YCA, you can now find currents. So therefore, what is line current IA? Line current IA is 1 minus A square into YAB minus A minus 1 into YCA into V. Previously, without compensation, I was writing here YLAB. YLCA means load admittances. But after compensation, the load admittance has in parallel compensator admittances. So therefore, total phase, this branch AB admittance becomes load admittance plus compensator admittance. So that becomes this. So A square is minus 1 by 2 minus J root 3 by 2, and A is minus 1 by 2 plus J root 3 by 2. YAB is given, that is this, and YCA is also calculated above, that is this. Substitute the values, you will get line current IA, and as per my calculation, line current IA comes out to be 0.1896 V at an angle of 0 degree amp. Okay. Similarly, you can find line current IB, and as per the formula IB is equal to same formula जो थोड़ी देर पहले आपने यूज की, A square minus A, but YLBC has to be replaced by YBC, total admittance. Okay, minus 1 minus A square into YAB. YBC is with you. This is the value of YBC. YAB is this value. Substitute, you will get line current IB, and you will see that line current IB is 0.1896 V at an angle of minus 120 degrees amps. यह आपको रेक्टेंगुलर फॉर्म में निकलेगा, उसको पोलर फॉर्म में जब आप ट्रांसफॉर्म करोगे, so this will be the value. Similarly, IC, line current IC will be given by this formula. A minus 1 into YCA minus A square minus A into YBC into V. So IC will come out to be 0.1896 V at an angle of plus 120 degrees amps. So compensator has done a great job for us. It has balanced all the three line currents. Just few moments back, without compensator, we have calculated line currents IA, IB, IC, and we found IA is 0.2150 V, IB has an amplitude of 0.4035 V, and IC has an amplitude of 0.2358 V, and different phase angles. So there was complete unbalance. But after the connection of compensator, whose values you have calculated previously, so the line currents have perfectly got balanced. Like IA, IB, IC, they have the same amplitude, 0.1896 V, 0.1896 V, 0.1896 V. And phase difference is 0 degree, minus 120 degrees, plus 120 degrees. So therefore, although your load is unbalanced, but the shunt compensator, passive shunt compensator, has made line currents perfectly balanced of equal value and phase difference of plus minus 120 degrees. So this proves that your line currents have got balanced. Now you have to find apparent powers delivered to three phases. Apparent power of phase A is VA into IA star. That's complex conjugate. That is V into IA star. That is equal to PA plus JQA. IA भी आपने थोड़ी देर पहले निकाला, V ही है, so that will be equal to V square into 0.1986 plus J 0.0 volt ampere. Similarly, apparent power of phase B will be VB into IB star rather, and that is equal to PB plus JQB, and that will come out to be V square. It is 0.1986 plus J 0.0 VA. And apparent power delivered to phase C is VC into IC complex conjugate, that is PC plus JQC. You have the value of VC. VC is V itself, and IC just few moments back you have found. Substitute the value and you will get this V square 0.1986 plus J 0.0 VA. Now you can see that all the three phases are drawing equal amount of apparent power, which was not the case when the load was unbalanced. Like phase A draws an apparent power of V square times 0.1986 plus J 0.0 volt ampere. Same apparent power is drawn by phase B, and same amount of apparent power is drawn by phase C. So therefore, total active power drawn by all the three phases, or total active power drawn by the load after compensation, after balancing through passive elements, P is equal to PA plus PB plus PC. PA is V square into 0.1986, same as PB, same as PC. You add them up, you'll get V square into 0.5688 watts. And what is total reactive power? Total reactive power, that is Q is equal to QA plus QB plus QC. None of the phases is drawing any reactive power, 0, 0, 0 from the source. All the reactive power demand of the load is fulfilled or supplied by the compensator itself, and no reactive power is coming from the source in any of the phases. You can see it is 0 here for phase A, for phase B is 0, for phase C 0. So total reactive power is 0 where. So that means no reactive power is supplied by the source. It supplies only active power. So therefore, what is power factor? Source power factor, that is cos phi, that is unity. Since no reactive power is supplied by the source, so source power factor is unity. So this problem, this numerical problem clearly, explains how load balancing is done by passive shunt compensators, and how we design the passive shunt compensator using the formula which we have derived in the last lecture, and substitute the value of load admittances, you will get compensator admittances or compensator susceptances, and then find line currents and active and reactive powers before compensation and after compensation. And you have calculated line currents and apparent powers and active and reactive powers before compensation and after compensation, and you have seen that these shunt passive compensators perfectly balance the currents and powers in all the three phases. This is one problem. And we will try to solve another problem which is a bit complex than this problem. Example 2. I will read the example for you. Consider the following three-phase, three-wire system. Let me draw the three-phase, three-wire system for you first. This is our three-phase, three-wire system. It is not delta connected, it is star or Y connected. But neutral is not connected to supply. It's three-phase, three-wire system. This is VA, this is VB, and this is VC. This is the source neutral or supply neutral N, and this is the load neutral small n. The two neutrals are not connected because it is given in the problem. It's a three-phase, three-wire system. 1, 2, 3, three wires. The line currents are this is line current IA, this is line current IB, this is IB, this is VB of course, and this is VC, and therefore this is line current IC. Okay. Consider the following three-phase, three-wire system. This is the three-phase, three-wire system. The three-phase voltages are balanced sinusoids with RMS value of 230 volts. That means VA is equal to VB is equal to VC. I mean their amplitudes are same, 230 volts, phase voltage at 50 Hertz. The load impedances are ZA, that is load impedance of this is ZA, this is ZB, and this is ZC. ZA is given in the problem as 3 plus J 4 ohms. ZB is given as 5 plus J 12 ohms. It's given in the problem itself, and ZC is given as 12 minus J 5 ohms. Compute the following. Part A, line currents IA, IB, and IC you have to find. Let us try to solve. Now, this is not a delta connected load. This is a star connected load, but unbalanced load. How do you say that the load is unbalanced? Because the impedances of three loads are not equal. They are different. Impedance of this phase of the load is 3 plus J 4 ohms. Impedance of phase B of the load is different. It is 5 plus J 12 ohms. And impedance of phase C of the load is also different. It is 12 minus J 5 ohms. Okay. So the impedances are totally different. So therefore line currents will also be different. IA, IB, IC drawn by the three phase loads will be totally different. So this is the example of an unbalanced star connected load. Previous one was unbalanced delta connected load. This is unbalanced star connected load. And for unbalanced three-phase, three-wire system, with unbalanced loads, we already know the line current IA, for example, is given by VA minus VNN by ZA. Similarly, line current IB is equal to VB minus VNN by ZB, and line current IC is given by VC minus VNN by ZC. We have derived this from one of the previous classes. Now we have to VA, VB, VC is given to you. There it's 230 volts. Like what is VA? VA is equal to 230 at an angle of 0 degree volts. VB phase voltage is 230 volts at an angle of minus 120 degrees. and VC voltage is 230 volts at an angle of plus 120 degrees. It is given in the problem itself because the source is balanced, 230 volts each. But VA, VB, VC is known to you. ZA, ZB, ZC is also given in the problem, but you don't know neutral to neutral voltages. VNN, you don't, neutral to neutral voltage, you don't know. But we already have this formula for finding neutral to neutral voltage. If you remember, what is that neutral to neutral voltage? We have derived it in one of the previous classes. It is ZA, ZB, ZC whole divided by ZA, ZB plus ZB, ZC plus ZC, ZA into VA by ZA plus VB by ZB plus VC by ZC. This is the problem, very well known problem. Formula, very well known formula. Now it is very easy. It's the job of calculator. Okay, you don't have to apply your brain here. Use your calculator. ZA is given here 3 plus J 4 ohms. ZB is given as 5 plus J 12 ohms. ZC is given as 12 minus J 5 ohms. Substitute here. VA is 230 at an angle of 0 degree volts. VB is 230 at an angle of minus 120 degrees volts. And VC is 230 at an angle of plus 120 degrees. Substitute here. Substitute these values here. You will get neutral to neutral voltage. So neutral to neutral voltage that you are going to get as per my calculation. I request you to please verify the figure that I am going to give you. That is equal to 43.79 minus J 67.04 volt in rectangular form, and in polar form this neutral to neutral voltage is 80.75 at an angle of minus 57.15 degree volts. 80.75 volts is neutral to neutral voltage. Now once you know the neutral to neutral voltage, you can very easily now find various line currents. So therefore, what is line current IA? It is VA minus VNN by ZA. What is VA? VA is 230 at an angle of 0 degree volts minus VNN is 80.75 at an angle of minus 57.15 degree volts divided by ZA. ZA is given here. It is 3 plus J 4 ohms. It is in rectangular form. You can convert it into polar form. Now again you have to use your calculator here and solve this. And your calculator finally will give IA equal to, that's line current IA equal to 39.63 at an angle of minus 33.11 degree amps. This is IA. In a similar way, you can find IB and you can find IC. IB is VB minus VNN by ZB. VB is 230 at an angle of minus 120 degrees minus VNN is 80.75 at an angle of minus 57.15 degrees by ZB. How much is ZB? ZB is 5 plus, it's given in the problem itself, 5 plus J 12 ohms. Use your calculator and calculator will give you line current IB as 15.85 at an angle of 152.21 degree amps. In a similar way, you can find line current IC, which is VC minus VNN by ZC. VC is 230 at an angle of plus 120 degrees minus VNN is 80.75 at an angle of minus 57.15 degrees by ZC. How much is ZC? ZC is 12 minus J 5. Use your calculator and get IC. And IC comes out to be 23.89 at an angle of plus 143.35 degree amps. This is current IC. Now you can clearly see IA has a different magnitude, 39.63 amps. IB's magnitude is only 15.85 amps. And IC's magnitude is 143.35 amps. Okay, so of course this is minus here, AB minus A, minus 152.21 degrees. And phase angles, not only magnitudes are different, phase angles are also different. Line current IA lags behind the voltage by only 33.11 degrees. this is the phase angle of IB, this is the phase angle of IC. And one more thing you can see, IA and IB, these currents are lagging the voltage, but IC is leading the voltage. So that means branch C में although मैंने यहाँ inductance दिखाया, but it is RC load, it's not RL load. You have RL here, and here it is capacitive, because here this power factor angle is leading, it's positive. So that means current is leading the voltage, not lagging. Anyway, you can see the unbalance in the load currents. IA has a magnitude of 39.63 amps, IB has a magnitude of 15.85 amps, and IC has a magnitude of 23.89 amps. So this is the example of an unbalanced Y-connected system. Okay. So this is part A, I think. In part A, what were we supposed to find? Line currents. So that is part A is over. Part B, active power and reactive power of each phase. So you have to find active power and reactive power of each phase. Part B will solve now for part B. You have to find active power and reactive power for each phase. What is part B? What is active power of phase A? That is VA IA cos phi A. VA is 230 volts at an angle of 0 degree. IA अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आपने निकाला. How much was IA? 39.63. In fact, you have to put magnitudes only. VA is 230 volts. IA का magnitude कितना निकाला अभी आपने? RMS value 39.63 amps. And this current IA lags behind the voltage by by phi A. And how much is phi A? अभी आपने थोड़ी देर पहले निकाला, -33.11 degree. V into VA into IA into cos phi A. तो ये आपको फेज A जो एक्टिव पावर कंज्यूम कर रहा है फ्रॉम सोर्स, इट विल गिव यू, एंड this comes out to be 7635.9 watts. That means phase A consumes this much of apparent power, this much of active power. What about reactive power? QA is equal to VA IA sin phi A. That is 230 into 39.63 into sine of phi A. Phi A is -33.11 degree. ये आपको reactive power देगा phase A का. And I have calculated it. That comes out to be 4980 watts. Okay. So this is active power. This is reactive power of phase A. Similarly, for phase B, active power you can find VB, IB, cos phi B, and reactive power you can find VB, IB, sin phi B. I have already calculated them. My active power for phase B comes out to be. अच्छा, यहाँ एक चीज़ मुझे बतानी है. This is 230 volts. Phase B की current है 15.85 amps. And what is cos of phi B? Phi B कितना है? Line current IB lags behind the voltage by 150 minus 152.21, and you have to write minus 120 degrees. It is actually cos of phi minus 120 degrees. So you have to put this minus 120 degrees here. Similarly, यहाँ भी. So this will give you PB equal to 140.92 watts, and QB, that's the reactive power associated with phase B, 3643.2 watts. Similarly, let us go for phase C, active and reactive power. PC is equal to VC IC cos phi C. That is 230 into how much is current IC? Just थोड़ी देर पहले हमने अभी निकाला. It is 23.89 amps into cos of phi C. Phi C आपका है -143.35 plus 120 degrees. Phase C में current का phase angle plus 125 plus 120 degrees है. Substitute, you get PC. Similarly, you will get QC equal to VC IC sin phi c. So after substitution and using your calculator, you will get PC equal to 5046.7 watts, and you will get QC, reactive power of phase C, equal to minus 2179.3 watts. Now you can see phase C का reactive power negative आ रहा है. Negative means it's generating reactive power. जबकि इन दो phases का reactive power positive आ रहा था. That means they are absorbing the reactive power. Reason being, these are RL branches and this is RC branch. Okay, so now we can write total three-phase power. Total three-phase powers. P is equal to PA plus PB plus PC. This comes out to be 12,823 watts. 12,823 watts. Active power and total reactive power is QA plus QB plus QC, 6,443.8 watts. Okay, this is without compensation. Let us now try to provide compensation. What is given in the problem? Part PP gaya, and part C, compensator susceptances B gamma AB, B gamma BC, B gamma CA, so that the supply sees the load as balanced with unity power factor. अब आपको B gamma AB, B gamma BC और B gamma CA निकालना है. So we already know that this B gamma AB, that is compensator AB branch susceptance, that is given by minus BLAB plus 1 by root 3 times GLCA minus GLBC. So अगर आपके लोड की एडमिटेंस इम्पीडेंस पता है, आप उसको एडमिटेंस में कन्वर्ट कर लीजिए, एंड यू नो लाइक YLAB इज इक्वल टू GLAB प्लस JBLAB. Similarly, YLBC is equal to GLBC plus JBLBC. YLCA is equal to GLCA plus JBLCA. वो values of B gamma AB, B gamma BC, which is equal to minus BLBC plus 1 by root 3 times GLAB minus GLCA, and B gamma CA equal to minus BLCA plus 1 by root 3 times GLBC minus GLAB. If you know load admittances, you know conductances and susceptances, substitute in these three equations, you will get compensator susceptances. That can be done. अभी थोड़ी देर पहली एग्जाम्पल में भी हमने किया, लेकिन यहाँ एक प्रॉब्लम है. The problem is that these formulae we have derived in last lecture, but in these formulae we have derived for delta connected unbalanced load. The load which was the unbalanced load was delta connected. And then across these delta connected unbalanced loads, we connected the compensators, compensator branches like this. And for example, this is B gamma AB, this is B gamma BC, this is B gamma CA. But what type of load are we given in the problem? We have a star connected load. So therefore, our first job, if we want to use these formulae and calculate compensator susceptances, we have to first transform this star connected unbalanced load into delta equivalent delta connected unbalanced load. उसके लिए स्टार डेल्टा ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आपको पता होनी चाहिए. And in your circuit theory, basic electrical engineering, you have been already taught that. Like अगर ये आपका स्टार कनेक्टेड अनबैलेंस्ड लोड है, इसका इक्विवेलेंट डेल्टा कनेक्टेड ऐसे होगा. This will be equivalent delta connected load. This will be equivalent, right? So this is your ZA, this is your ZB, this is your ZC, और इसके इक्विवेलेंट ये हैं आपके लोड्स डेल्टा कनेक्टेड. सो फर्स्ट यू ट्रांसफॉर्म दिस स्टार और वाई कनेक्टेड अनबैलेंस्ड लोड इनटू इक्विवेलेंट डेल्टा कनेक्टेड लोड. उसके लिए क्या करना है आपको ZLAB निकालनी है. आई मीन व्हाट इज दिस, दिस इज ZLAB, ए और बी के दरमियान. दिस इज ZLBC and this is ZLCA. So as per delta star or star delta transformation, what is ZLAB? Line impedance of this equivalent delta connected load in terms of star connected load. If you remember from your basic electrical engineering, it is given by, see, ZLAB is connected between ZA and ZB. So it is ZA ZB plus ZB ZC plus ZC ZA divided by ZC. Let us call this ZA ZB plus ZB ZC plus ZC ZA as delta Z. So it is delta Z by ZC. ZA आपको पता है, it is given in the problem. ZB is also given in the problem. ZC is also given in the problem. Substitute here and find ZLAB. I have already substituted. As per my calculations, it comes out to be 4 plus J19 ohms in rectangular form. In polar form, it is 19.42 at an angle of 77.11 degree ohms. Similarly, you can find here ZLABA, you can find now ZLBC. ZLBC is delta Z by ZA. That comes out to be, delta Z is same, ZA ZB plus ZB ZC plus ZC ZA. That comes out to be 50.44 plus J 2.08 ohms in rectangular form, and in polar form it is 50.42 at an angle of 2.36 degree ohms. Similarly, ZLCA, that is this branch impedance, is equal to delta Z by ZB, and as per my calculations it comes out to be 19.0 minus J 4.0 ohms, that is in polar form 19.42 at an angle of minus 11.89 degrees ohms. So my job is done. Once I know, now this is my delta connected equivalent unbalanced load. I know impedances. Now I can find admittances. Therefore, what is YLAB? YLAB is reciprocal of ZLAB. Okay, and that is 1 by, what is ZLAB? It is 1 by this 19.42 at an angle of 77.11 degree. इसको निकालिए. YLAB as per my calculations comes out to be 0.0106 minus J 0.050 moles. ये इसका admittance conductance part है GLAB plus J, ये susceptance part है PLAB. GLAB plus JBLAB. Similarly, you can now find YLBC. YLBC is equal to 1 by ZLBC. ZLBC अभी आपने निकाला, उसको substitute कर लीजिए and you will get it as 0.0198 minus J 0.0008 moles. That is GLBC plus JBLBC. उसके बाद YLCA admittance of निकाले, that is 1 by ZLCA. That as per my calculation comes out to be 0.504 plus J 0.0106 mole. That is GLCA plus JBLCA. So now that's all. Our job is done. So therefore, what is, now you connect the compensator. Now this is your equivalent delta connected unbalanced load. Originally in the problem you are given star connected load. आपने इसको equivalent delta connected load में, this is ZLAB, ZLBC and ZLCA. Now you connect the compensators across each branch, passive compensators like this. So this is B gamma AB, this is B gamma BC, and this is B gamma CA. And what is B gamma AB? B gamma AB is minus BL AB plus 1 by root 3 times GLCA minus GLBC. ये सारे values अभी ऊपर हमने निकाले. Substitute, you will get compensator susceptance B gamma AB, यानी इस branch की admittance आपको मिलेगी 0.0681 mho. Similarly, B gamma BC is minus BLBC plus 1 by root 3 times GLAB minus GLCA. Substitute various values. After substitution, B gamma BC comes out to be minus 0.0222 moles. And similarly, you can find B gamma CA, that is minus BLCA plus 1 by root 3 times GLBC minus GLAB, and I have calculated it as, use your calculators, calculate, verify the figure, minus 0.0053 mho. तो ये मेरा कंपनसेटर डिज़ाइन हो गया. अगर इन टर्म्स ऑफ इम्पीडेंसेस आपको लिखना है, सो Z gamma AB will be 1 by B gamma AB, so that will be minus J 14.69 ohms, and माइनस का मतलब है ये कैपेसिटिव है, इट्स अ कैपेसिटेंस. Z gamma BC is 1 by B gamma BC. B gamma BC अभी आपने निकाला, ये 1 by this, ये भी माइनस आएगा. नो, इट विल बी प्लस, क्योंकि इसमें नीचे माइनस है और J भी है, वो ऊपर जाके पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा. इट इज J 45.13 ohms and it is inductive branch. And Z gamma CA is equal to 1 by B gamma CA. B gamma CA ये है, ये भी माइनस है नीचे, ऊपर जाके J जब ऊपर जाएगा इट विल बिकम प्लस J 188.36 ohms. This is also inductance. Therefore आपका जो ये है लोड है, this is the load actually. This is Z gamma. ये जो है ये कैपेसिटेंस है जो इस ब्रांच में आप कनेक्ट करते हैं, और इस ब्रांच में पैसिव कंपनसेटर एलिमेंट इंडक्टिव है, इस ब्रांच में भी इंडक्टेंस है. और इनके वैल्यूज, दिस इज द कैपेसिटिव इंडक्टेंस, कैपेसिटिव रिएक्टेंस, दिस इज द इंडक्टिव रिएक्टेंस. Once you know capacitive reactance and inductive reactance, you can find actual capacitance value. Like what is capacitive reactance equal to? That is 1 by 2 pi Fc. Frequency is given in the problem, 50 Hz. Xc itna hai. So you can find C. C is 1 by 2 pi Xc. That is 1 by 2 pi. C is equal to 1 by 2 pi F into Xc. That is 1 by 2 pi into frequency is 50 Hz और XC आपका है 14.69. यहाँ से आपको कैपेसिटेंस का वैल्यू डिजाइन होकर निकलेगा. Similarly, if you have to find inductive, see inductive reactances are given here. Inductive reactance is 2 pi FL. यहाँ से इंडक्टेंस आपको मिलेगी XL by 2 pi F. ये XL है BC ब्रांच की, ये XL है CA ब्रांच की. We can find inductance values. This is how you design your compensator. And now you have to find, this is part C. Now last part, I suppose. इसका last part है for case C. That means this case जब आपने compensator connect किया. Compute the source, load, compensator active and reactive powers after compensation. So I will write here part D. After compensation, that is load compensation. अब आपका लोड ये है, this is your load. It was originally star connected, now we have transformed it, we have made it delta connected. So it is like this. This is ZL AB, this is ZL BC, this is ZL CA, this is B gamma AB, this is B gamma BC, and this is B gamma CA. These are line currents. This is IA, IB, and this is IC. Okay, so what you have to find? You have to find the line currents. लाइन करंट्स निकालने के लिए, IA, IB, IC निकालने के लिए आप ये इक्वेशंस यूज कर सकते हैं जो हमने पहली वाली प्रॉब्लम में यूज की. लेट मी राइट, लाइक अगर आपको IA निकालना है, IA इज इक्वल टू 1 माइनस A स्क्वायर इंटू YAB माइनस A माइनस 1 इंटू YCA इंटू V. इसके लिए सबसे पहले यू हैव टू फाइंड YAB. व्हाट इज YAB? YAB इज YLAB plus Y gamma AB. That is equal to YLAB plus B gamma AB. YLAB is given to you in the problem. ये YLAB ZLAB दिया है, YLAB इज 1 by ZLAB प्लस B गामा AB AB आपने निकाला है, तो ये कर लीजिए. सिमिलरली यू फाइंड YBC which is YLBC plus B gamma BC and find YCA which is YLCA plus B gamma CA. Once you know these YAB, YBC, YCA, substitute here. So this is IA. यहाँ से आपकी IA निकलेगी. And as per my calculation, I have already calculated it. As per my calculation, let me give you the figure. IA comes out to be 18.58 at an angle of 0 degree amps. इसी तरह आप IB निकाल सकते हैं using the other formula. What is that other formula? That which we used in problem number 1. IB ये है. It is A square minus A into YBC minus 1 minus A square into YAB into V, and current IC is equal to A minus 1 into YCA minus A square minus A into YBC into V. तो ये सारे वैल्यूज आपके पास है, सब्स्टिट्यूट कर लीजिए. यू विल गेट करंट IB and you will get current IC. Now this current IB will have same magnitude क्योंकि you have connected the compensators. Compensator कनेक्ट करने के बाद आपका लोड perfectly balance हो गया 18.58 at an angle of minus 120 degree amps, and IC also comes out to be 18.58 at an angle of plus 120 degree amps. Originally this is the transformed delta connected load. Originally आपका लोड स्टार कनेक्टेड है. दूसरा तरीका इसका निकालने का है, आप इसको ना डेल्टा को वापस स्टार में कनेक्ट कर लीजिए और 3 कंपनसेटर ब्रांचेस ऐसे कनेक्ट कर लीजिए अक्रॉस द स्टार. फॉर दैट पर्पज यू हैव टू गो फॉर डेल्टा वाई ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. यू हैव टू ट्रांसफॉर्म डेल्टा इनटू इक्विवेलेंट स्टार. जब आप वो करेंगे उसके लिए जैसे आपको ZA निकालनी है. ZA ब्रांच मीन्स दिस ZA. This is ZAB into ZCA divided by ZAB plus ZBC plus ZCA. Okay, ये ZAB है, ये ZBC है, ZCA है. So this is how you transform this delta into Y. Y में अगर इसको convert करना है तो you can find. So वो दूसरा तरीका है. तो उसमें फिर न्यूट्रल टू न्यूट्रल वोल्टेज आपको निकालनी है और करंट्स निकालनी है. But you can calculate currents this way also. Now let us find source power. PA is equal to PB after compensation. The 3 source powers will be same. That is voltage into current. तीनों phases की current same है 18.58. So into cos 0, क्योंकि since no reactive power is coming from source, all reactive power is locally supplied by the compensator. So the active powers of all the 3 phases will be 4272.14 watt, and reactive power QA, total active power कितना होगा? P, that is PA plus PB plus PC, that is 3 times P. So yeah, 3 times PA, that is 12,820.2 watts. And total reactive power QA is equal to QB is equal to QC. No reactive power is coming from the source, so total reactive power is also 0. Now you have to find compensator power rating of the compensator. So I will write here compensator power. Compensator power phase wise आप निकाले. पहले AB branch का निकाले. That is VAB into I gamma AB complex conjugate. That is VAB square into Y gamma AB star. Actually power is voltage V square by Z. 1 by Z is 1 by gamma. Okay, so VAB is 230. AB is line to line voltage. Phase voltage is 230. So line to line voltage is multiplied by √3 whole square into Y gamma AB. AB थोड़ी देर पहले आपने निकाला minus J 0.0068. So ये AB का compensator power rating होगी. This is minus J 10,802 volt ampere. Similarly, S gamma BC आप निकाल सकते हैं, that is VBC square into Y gamma BC complex conjugate, that is 230 into root 3 whole square into J 0.0222. This comes out to be J 3516 volt ampere, and S gamma CA is equal to VCA square into Y gamma CA complex conjugate, that is 230 into root 3 whole square into J 0.0053. तो ये आएगा जी आपका J 842 VA. तीनों फेजेस कंपनसेटर के अलग अलग पावर सप्लाई करेंगे because they have to take care of unbalance in the load. So they will make the load currents perfectly balanced. अभी हमने load currents निकाली थी 18.58 एम्पियर, तीनों currents का फेज currents का एम्पलीट्यूड है and plus minus 120 degree phase difference है. So load currents or line currents are perfectly balanced and supply power factor is unity. All the reactive power demand of load is supplied by compensator itself. So this is about problem number 2. I hope these two problems will help you in grasping, in understanding the concept completely. So this completes our discussions. This is the end of our discussions on load compensation, that is compensation for load unbalance and power factor correction or reactive power compensation using passive elements. Let me summarize. Now I will give you summary of last 3 to 4 lectures. We tried to develop a generalized approach for load balancing. उसके लिए हमने एक डेल्टा कनेक्टेड लोड लिया था, अनबैलेंस्ड लोड, और हमने उसकी लोड बैलेंसिंग शंट कंपनसेटर पैसिव एलिमेंट से की, and we got the mathematical expressions for compensator susceptances. If you remember, B gamma AB was equal to minus 1 by 3 root 3 V times imaginary part of positive sequence component of load current plus imaginary part of negative sequence component of load current minus root 3 into real part of negative sequence component of load current minus beta into real part of positive sequence component of load current. B gamma BC was similarly equal to minus 1 by 3 root 3 V into imaginary part of I1L minus 2 into imaginary part of I2L minus beta into real part of I1L, and B gamma CA was equal to minus 1 by 3 root 3 V times imaginary part of I1L plus imaginary part of I2L plus root 3 into real part of I2L minus beta into real part of I1L. After mathematical computations, we use symmetrical components, and then we found the compensator susceptances in terms of positive and negative sequence component of currents. Then I told you that we can represent the susceptances not in terms of positive and negative sequence component of load currents, but in terms of actual load currents. And उसके बाद हमने थोड़ा mathematical manipulation और की, and we got these susceptances in terms of load current parameters. And what was B gamma AB? That was minus 1 by 3V times imaginary part of load current IAL plus imaginary part of A times IBL, load current IBL, minus imaginary part of A square ICL minus beta by 3 into real part of IAL plus AIBL plus A square ICL. Okay. उसके बाद B gamma BC हमारा in terms of load current. See, these are in terms of line currents or load currents, IA, IB, IC, not in terms of positive sequence and negative sequence component of currents. Similarly, B gamma BC we calculated as minus 1 by 3V into minus imaginary part of IAL plus imaginary part of AIBL प्लस imaginary part of a square ICL, और इसका ये पार्ट सेम रहेगा माइनस बीटा बाई 3 रियल पार्ट ऑफ IAL प्लस AIBL प्लस a square ICL. और फाइनली हमारी B gamma CA susceptance was minus 1 by 3V times imaginary part of load current or phase current IAL minus imaginary part of AIBL plus imaginary part of a square ICL minus beta by 3 real part of IAL plus AIBL plus a square ICL. And then we use two methods for actually implementing, for finding these susceptances. One was called sampling method. I'm just summarizing our last 4 lectures. And another was called averaging method. In sampling method, at positive zero crossings of phase voltages VA, VB, VC, we sensed the line currents IAL, IBL, ICL, and we had already developed some equations, put them into those equations, and calculated, calculated these susceptances. For example, B gamma AB was given as minus 1 by 3 root 2 V into IA, where IA was sensed at positive zero crossing of phase voltage VA, VA equal to 0, and dVA by dt greater than 0, plus IB at VB equal to 0 and dVB by dt greater than 0, plus IC at VC equal to 0 and dVC by dt greater than 0. Similarly, B gamma BC, similarly B gamma CA. Okay. In averaging method, we used a different method. उसमें हमने क्या किया? We got a mathematical equation. After many manipulations, we arrived at these mathematical equations. मैं उसमें से एक mathematical equation लिखूंगा. B gamma AB equal to 1 by 3 root 3 V square into 1 by T. This average value of line voltage VBC into line current IAL plus line voltage VCA into line current IBL plus line minus, this is minus line voltage VAB into line current ICL dt. Line voltages and line currents we have to sense, or we have to find their average value over one cycle or over a number of cycles. Divide that average value by 3 root 3 V square, that will give us B gamma AB. Similarly, you can find B gamma BC and you can find B gamma CA. The equations are already with you. And then in last lecture, I mean the lecture before today's lecture, we tried to represent these, we tried to get mathematical equations for compensator susceptances in terms of load parameters, load susceptances and load conductances. And we got these equations: B gamma AB equal to minus BL AB plus 1 by root 3 times GLCA minus GLBC, where BLAB is branch AB susceptance, GLCA is branch CA conductance, and GLBC is branch BC conductance. These are all load parameters. L stands for load. Compensator branch BC susceptance was found minus BL BC plus 1 by root 3 times GLAB minus GLCA, and compensator branch CA susceptance was found as minus BLCA plus 1 by root 3 times GLBC minus GLAB. And using this, today we tried to solve two numerical examples, two numerical problems. One was delta connected unbalanced load, another was star connected unbalanced load, and we got these passive compensator susceptances, inductances and capacitances for load compensation, for load unbalancing, and for reactive power compensation, so that the source sees the load as perfectly balanced load at unity power factor, that is purely resistive load. I hope these two numerical problems will help you in understanding completely the concept. So that is all. I will end my today's lecture. Uh, I advise all of you to go through these 3 to 4 lectures and try to develop this mathematical modeling, mathematical analysis yourself. In case of any difficulty, you can get connected to me. Inshallah, from our next lecture onwards, we will try to study load compensation using active methods, active compensation like DStatCom. We will not use inductances and capacitances. Inductances and capacitances means passive methods, which we have been discussing over the last 4 lectures. There are some problems with passive compensation. From next lecture onwards, we will study active compensation using voltage source inverter like DStatCom. Thank you very much.